So the assignment went like this. Create a 20-second commercial for the local cinema, for a car workshop company, a car dealer if you may, not mentioning the type of services they offer, but rather create brand awareness in the brains of the people from the city we live in. The video would run for a whole year before every single movie of every single day. The client would have to pay a considerable amount of money to the cinema to have the video shown, and not to mention pay me for my work. No pressure. Anyway, here's the final movie, and while you're watching, maybe try to guess which of the shots was the hardest to achieve. See you in 20 seconds. I hope you liked the commercial, and if you did, I would love to hear which one was your favorite shot. If you find the time, please drop a comment down below. Now, today's video is not about creating a tutorial. We're not looking at the editing step by step, not even talking about the camera settings themselves. There's a couple of aspects that go into creating this specific video with this specific style and message, and maybe most importantly, with this specific communication channel, the local cinema. Cinema? Anyway, let's talk about them. The marketing aspect. So, why the cinema? Well, think about it. What do you do when you go there to watch a movie? You probably put away the biggest distraction in your life. You stare at a huge screen for about 10-15 minutes of commercials while you wait for your movie to start. Now they've got your full attention. The way I see it, it's a unique marketing channel. There's nothing like it. Of course, the closest thing to it is advertising on TV, but even there, when commercials hit in the middle of your movie, you go grab a snack, you go to the toilet, you switch the channel and whatnot. You may be asking, why spend so much money to have a commercial run in the cinema? And the answer to that has to do with understanding the value of the communication channel, which we just talked about, but also understanding the client's business. In our case, CarePoint wants the local people to come to them to service their car. Now, nobody guarantees that someone that has seen the video, decides to change their mechanic. In fact, it's actually impossible to measure how many people that have seen the video went to the CarePoint workshop. Actually, we're not looking for conversion rates over here. The opposite, we're trying to create brand awareness. We're trying to send a message out there and have it flow in people's minds. Now let's talk about the video itself. Since the video was meant for the cinema, I actually tried, and I hope I succeeded, I tried to give it a trailer feel to it with the choice of music, the pacing, the transitions and so on. And I actually have two favorite things about the video myself. The first one is the transition between the pouring of the car oil to the pouring of the coffee into the cup. And yes, if you're asking, that was the hardest shot transition to achieve because of so many reasons. It also took the most time to film and to edit. I was so scared of missing that shot with the pouring of the car oil. Okay, so the most important thing in this shot is to figure out where exactly is the oil gonna come from so I can focus as close as possible to that spot. So we found a workaround. I got here some wipers, a wipers box, and I put it more or less where the oil will come from. So hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, I'll just focus on the box, and when we take the box away and when we do the oil change, then the shot is usable. It's not as easy as it looks to catch pouring liquid in focus. I was super happy filming that shot in one take. That was perfect. And yeah, if it's not obvious enough, I only had one take, one shot of that pouring oil from the car because I was actually filming a routine oil change of a car. So yeah, I couldn't just say, let's do it again. But it was a nightmare getting the second shot with the coffee pouring. You're gonna laugh, but the way I'm trying to see where my focus should be is I'm putting this pen over here where the coffee is supposed to pour. And I'm just trying to leave it here for 1 second so I can focus on it, you know what I mean? Believe it or not, I ended up using 3 coffee machines and made I don't know, maybe 30, 40 coffees. I'm not exaggerating. There was really nothing wrong with any of the coffee machines I used. It was just so hard to match the nice flow of the car engine oil pouring to the coffee pouring in the cup. After filling for at least half an hour with the client's espresso machine, I had to call a friend and ask for a favor. He lended his coffee machine to take it to the client's office and try to get the shot there. Unfortunately, none of those shots were to my liking, so I gotta admit I was super lucky to catch a good shot with the third coffee machine, my own from home. But again, I was lucky only because I was filming in slow motion and I managed to get that 1 second of nice pouring. Now, we've talked about masking before on this channel, and that's pretty much what I had to do here. With this transition between the shots, I had to mask frame by frame the pouring of the coffee from top to bottom. And then again, masking was involved in my second favorite shot, the last transition, where the mechanic catches the keys to give them to the client. Besides that one problem with getting the right coffee shot, everything else went great. I had a shot list, I could only see where we are in the process in the day. I think it's super important to have backup shots to your shot list, because sometimes maybe you don't execute something as though. And since we were not working with actors, I really appreciated how Esben, the mechanic, and Laura, my friend, were so helpful and passionate about the project. Thanks, guys. But that's it from me. I hope you liked today's video. Let me know what you thought about the commercial. I would love to hear your thoughts. And remember, whatever you do, you're never gonna be as cool as this guy.